All right, so let's get started laying all the way down on our back. Knees can be bent or they can be straight out, whatever you prefer. Let's start with our right hand going over top of your chest and your left hand to go over top of your belly. And we're just gonna start with just some breathing just to kind of get our body warmed up and ready and just kind of getting everything connected with one another. So let's start with breathing in, and as we breathe in, I want you to feel your right hand over top of your chest lift up. So we're doing some chest breathing to start. So in through the nose, out through your mouth. In through your nose, out through your mouth. And let's do two more just like that. Good, now let's switch. We're gonna go into some diaphragmatic breathing or some belly breathing. So I want you, as you breathe in this time, try to fill up your stomach with that air so that your left hand, your bottom hand over your belly is what's rising. So as we breathe in, belly goes up. As we exhale out, belly goes right back down. Let's do three more just like that. In through the nose. Top hand is still and the bottom hand is what's moving. Good. Now let's move both hands to the sides of our rib cage. And this time we're going to work on breathing laterally. So as we breathe in, I want you to think about your rib cage expanding out east to west. So we breathe out and everything comes closer to the midline. Good. Two more here. Out east to west on the inhale. Midline on that exhale. Last one. Good. From here, let's go ahead and bend our knees up slightly. And I want you to make like a diamond, or I guess a triangle with your fingers. Okay. So where your thumbs meet at the top here, I want that to go where your belly button is. Okay. And then your fingertips are going to go down towards your legs. So we've got kind of a triangle with our fingers pointing down towards our toes, and our thumbs are kind of right over our belly button. So we see that triangle. Now I'm going to kind of change the shape of it and consider it to be kind of a clock. So in a circular shape, the top where your belly button is your 12 o'clock on the clock, and the bottom towards where your fingertips are pointing is the 6 o'clock on the clock. And we're just going to kind of work on some pelvic mobility, pelvic movements to kind of get our core and our hips kind of moving and warmed up. So the first thing I want you to do is to find an even spot. So we call it neutral spine. And that's where that 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock, so your fingertips going down and your thumbs up top, are just all flat and parallel to the ground. So everything's flat. We're not twisted or tilted one way versus the other. Everything's flat. In this position, you will probably have a very small, like a marble size area between your low back and the floor or the mat that you're laying on. Okay, so just a slight little, it shouldn't be arched up, it shouldn't be pressed down. Okay, so from here, that's our neutral spine. We're going to work on kind of our tilts. So I want you to first kind of take your pelvis and tilt it towards that 6 o'clock marker on the clock. And with that, you'll feel the low back kind of extends and your back lifts off further from the mat. And then we're going to switch back and go towards our 12. When we go towards 12, you'll feel your lower back press into the mat. And your belly muscles kind of get a little bit engaged there. So let's just kind of work on going back and forth from 6 o'clock to 12 o'clock. Just getting used to that movement, seeing the pelvis move on its own. Now let's go back to find our neutral spine. Let's kind of go back into our clock thought process, where on your left side of your hip bone up front is 3 o'clock, and the right side of your hip bone up front is your 9 o'clock. So we still got that clock going. And this time we're just going to kind of shift the hips or the pelvis over to 3 and then over to 9, going left and right with our tilts rather than forwards and backwards. And this isn't a big movement, it's really, really small. But it's good for us for just our body awareness and to let our spine kind of move and not be so stiff. Good. Last one with the pelvic movements, I want you to think about having a marble in between your thumbs at that belly button region. I want you to kind of try to do pelvic circles where you're taking that marble all the way around the clock to all different times. So starting at 12, we'll go over to that 3, down to the 6, over to the 9, back up to the 12. Let's go one more that direction, over to 3, down to 6, over to 9, back up to 12, and then let's reverse it, going to 9, down to 6, over to 3, back to 12, and last once at 9, 6, 3, and 12. Good. Just let everything kind of relax and kind of let those legs just kind of go left to right, windshield wiper it. So the next thing we're going to do is go into bridging. So bridging, the term for that is just when we're lifting our bottom up off the mat, but there's different ways to do it. So the first one we're going to try to do is a hinge bridge, and what that is like is taking the spine and slowly peeling it off the mat. So I like to think of it as like a piece of tape, and you're going to start from down at your pelvis region and slowly peel that tape up all the way, and then when we go to lower back down, we'll kind of lay it back down one segment of our spine at a time. So starting with that, I want you to slowly lift from the pelvis, lifting it up and peeling one spinal bone off at a time until we get up into our full bridge where we're flat at the top. Then we're going to slowly lower ourselves back down, starting at the top and lowering ourselves back down. Good. And keep on working through these. Squeezing the booty cheeks up at the top. As you're lifting yourself up, I want you to, like, once you get to the top, pull your heels, like you're pulling them into your booty, and you'll feel your hamstrings turn on as well. Good. Let's do 4 more. Getting the backs of our body warmed up. Squeeze those cheeks at the top. Slowly roll yourself back down. So 3 more from here. Last one. Peel yourself all the way up to the top, and then I want you to hold it at the top here. Everything's long and straight. Let's take your left leg, and I want you to point it out straight up towards the ceiling. Right leg should be working really hard right now. So from here, I want you to point your toe, go all the way down to the ground, tap the floor, pull back up. We've got 4 more here. And 3. 2 more. Right side should be on fire. Last one. Good. Bring it right back down, all the way to the ground. Let's switch over to your right side now. So right foot's pointed up towards the ceiling. Drop all the way down to the floor. Back up to the ceiling. 4 more from here. Good. Last 2. Keep that pelvis up top. Good. Pull that knee in. Drop the foot down. Lower yourself back down. Kind of just take a little windshield wiper. Taking your legs left to right. Just kind of loosen things back up. If your hamstrings are cramping a little bit, because mine do that quite often, take those legs up towards the ceiling. You can kind of just lift up. Pull those feet or those legs closer to your head to stretch out the back of the legs. All right, now from here we're going to go into what's called a hinge bridge. And the difference in the last bridge we did and this one is this time all the segments are coming up at one time. So hands are down, long out beside you. And we're going to go into, I want you to turn on your belly muscles by just getting those strong and contracted. And then we're going to lift ourselves up all in one line. Then we're lifting ourselves right back down. Breathing in as we go up. Breathe out as you lower back down. In as you lower up. Out as you go back down. Let's do 6 more here. 3 more. Last 2. We're gonna hold that last one up at the top, okay? So last one, lift yourself up. Keep those hips up, and now we're gonna go into marching. So take one foot up into a march at 90 degrees at the knee, drop it back down, switch back over. 2, 3. Keep that pelvis lifted up, in line. Don't let it drop back down. Let's do 2 more each leg. 1, 2, 2. Stay up as high as you can, that same bridge, and we're just gonna pull. So dropping your booty down 1 to 2 inches and then right back up. Keep on going. Go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Good. Drop all the way down. Pull both knees into your chest and just kind of rock side to side to loosen up your low back. Good. Take both feet up towards the ceiling. Let's do that hamstring stretch again. Pull those legs back to where you can point and flex your toes back to you. That gives you a really big stretch as you pull those toes towards you. My knees like to bend because my hamstrings are so tight. Knees back into your chest, rock side to side. All right, so if you have anything near you, like a towel, or even I'm going to use, I should be able to do it with this, my little band for my legs. I'm going to put this in my low back region, and you might not need it. You can try without, and if you think that you need it, pause the video real quick, go grab you a small like dish towel. But what we're using it for is going to help us engage our core a little bit more. So let's go straight, long, toes and feet are out in front of you. I want your arms to go over top of your head. Okay, from here, I'm gonna kind of lift my shirt a little bit. A bad abdominals, you'll see kind of like a rib flare. So they're gonna kind of be like this, where you think you're engaging your abdominals, but really you're just kind of sucking in a little bit. What I want you to do is kind of pull, the cue I like to think about is pulling your belly button down towards your spine, okay? And you can see kind of the difference. Here's that rib flare where I think I'm sucking in, but really I'm just sucking in kind of my fat. And then here, changes quite a bit, and all my abdominals are turned on at this point. Okay, so pull that belly button in, down towards your spine. Arms are long out in front of you. Legs are zipped up really tight together. And what I want you to try to do is at the same time, you're gonna lift your arms and your head up and over to come into a sitting position. So they come up and all the way down. I'm still not great at these, but I'm working on them. You're gonna lean forward like you're trying to reach for your toes. Come back up to sitting straight and tall. Then I want you to slowly kind of curl your way down to lay back down with arms out in front of you, and then they go back over your head again. Okay, so we'll try it again. Pull those abdominals in, belly button to spine. Good. Arms and head lift up and over. I'm still struggling with these. And lean forward, reaching towards those toes. Come right back up, sitting up tall, and then let's slowly roll our spine down, using your abdominals to control that low, slow lower. We got 2 more here, okay? Engage the abdominals. And I want you to try your best. Like I said, I'm not the best at this. Try not to use a ton of momentum as you're coming up. Try not to kind of throw those arms. You want everything to be really controlled and coming from your abdominal muscles. Good. Perfect. And then stay in that position. Lean over those toes, getting that good hamstring stretch. All right, so the next one we're gonna do is kind of putting those together into a roll over, okay? So this is kind of a classical Pilates move. I'm gonna throw a little bit of like both classical Pilates in here and contemporary, basically modern and old kind of thing. So traditional and modern, whatever. So from here, what we're gonna do is kind of roll ourselves back in that same, like we just did, to roll ourselves back. Lift the feet, pull over the head, okay? Spine is straight up towards the ceiling. And I just want you to roll yourself back down and back up. Okay, so let's go backwards again, that same kind of slow, articulating yourself back down. As you get down, lift those toes, lift them over the head. Now let's slowly drop ourselves back down and come back up to that sit position. Let's do 2 more here just for the practice. Slow lower, lift those legs, and they go right over top of the head. Last one. Right, all the way back up. Perfect, perfect. So from here, let's go on over onto your belly at this point. So we're gonna start, let's do a little bit of stretching after doing all that bending forward. So arms are down to your side, you're laid on your belly, head is facing down towards the mat, okay? Arms are down by your side. Let's start by coming on to your elbows. Now I think for you that's gonna be no big deal, but some people really do not like extending in their spine. If that feels good to you, we're gonna take it a little step further. If that's not okay, I just want you to stop from there. We're gonna go down to all the way flat. And then as I push up here in a second, you're just gonna come up to your elbows. Like I said, don't think you're having a problem with this at all. So arms are down by your side, head is down towards the mat. You're gonna use your arms to kind of push yourself up into this extended spine position. Look out in front of you. Good, right back down. If this bothers your low back, something you can do is separate your feet from each other. Or one of the best things to do is just really tighten those legs up together and squeeze your booty cheeks, okay? So let's do 5 of these just to stretch ourselves back out. So we're pushing all the way up, looking out in front of you, getting good extension in our low back, right back down. As we lift up, we're breathing in. As we lower down, we're breathing out. Let's make this one our last one. Okay. Drop yourself back down. Now I am getting warm, so I'm gonna take my shirt off. Let's put shirt off here. All right, so we're gonna go now into a little bit of a swim motion. So we're gonna go all the way down onto our belly. Again, those legs are squeezing in towards each other, and we got our glutes on by slightly lifting our feet up off of the mat, okay? Arms are long out in front of you. Head is facing down towards the mat. I want you to start by lifting your left arm and your right leg together. So left arm, right leg lift. They lower back down, and now switch. Right arm, left leg. Good. And we're just gonna alternate between these. Toes are pointed long, booty is engaged. Good, let's do 1 more each side. Good. Now from here, take a little rest break. We're gonna add those together and we're gonna make them a little bit faster. So they're gonna really just kind of paddle together. So whenever you're ready, arms are straight out in front of you. Head's facing down towards the mat. Lift those legs slightly off of the mat to engage our glute muscles, okay? All right, and now everything's up, hands are up off the mat. We're just gonna switch them. Four, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right back down. Take a little rest. We got 1 more round of those. All right, so arms go straight back out in front of you again. Lift those legs slightly off the ground. Booty is engaged. Lift our arms up now. Head's facing down towards our mat. And let's go into swimming. Be sure we stay breathing. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Rest all the way back down. You can push yourself back into a child's pose just to kind of get some flexion in that spine. All right, now from here, we're gonna go back down onto our belly. Got a couple more here. Arms are gonna go into a goal post position, like a football goal post. So head's facing down towards the mat, arms around that goal post. First things I want you to do is just to lift those arms and lower those arms. And you are welcome at this point, honestly, I'm gonna throw mine on, to put on your wrist or your ankle weights. Just to give you that little extra oomph. If I can figure out how to do these. So arms are down, and then we're just lifting them up, back down. Every time you lift, try to pull those shoulder blades back together towards your spine. Let's do 2 more here. Good. On that last one, hold them up. We're going to go extending those fingertips out, pull them back down. We got 4 more. And 3. Last 2. Last one. Good. Arms go down to your side, drop back into that child's pose position again, where you're sitting your bottom back on your legs. Reach those arms way out in front of you as far as you can, just to get a really good stretch in. Okay, now let's move our ankle weights if you're wearing any, and if you have any. I'm gonna put them down onto your feet or on your ankles. If you don't have any, it's no big deal. It's gonna be just as good of a burn. I think I messed mine up, sorry. Sorry for the delay. All right, we're good now. Okay, so let's come back now. We're gonna go down onto our hands and our knees, okay? So we're gonna start with going with our right leg straight out behind you. Toes are pointed back towards the wall behind you. And I want you to just lift that leg up, lower back down. I don't want you lift like letting that pelvis really like turn at all. Keep that pelvis pointed down towards the mat. Each time you lift that right leg up, squeeze that right booty cheek. Good. And we go for 5, 4, 3, 2. Keep that leg up for 1. Keep it straightened out. Now bend that knee, and I want you just to kind of pulse it up towards the ceiling. Keep that knee bent, toes are going towards the ceiling. Try not to let that back arch. Keep it strong, keep your core engaged. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep it out straight now. And we're gonna let it go from one side of the mat to your right side first. Lift it up, arch it over to the left side. So I'll call these rainbows. So from the left side of the mat, up and over. Right back over. Good. From the right side of the mat over to the left. Again, keep that pelvis stable. Don't let it wiggle, woggle around, or keep it pointed down towards the mat. You should start to feel, if you haven't already, really we always think our right, whichever one's working and moving, is doing all the work. But your left side, that other side that's not moving, is what's doing all the work to stabilize you. You feel like your left booty cheek working. All right, relax back down. Keep that right leg bent down to your side. Now we're gonna go into fire hydrants. So we're gonna lift that right leg up. Drop her back down. And again, keep that pelvis stable. Good, and we keep going for 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, hold it up, last one, kick it away, pull it in, kick it away, pull it in. You should be absolutely on fire on that left side. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, pull that leg down, drop into your child's pose. If it helps you at all, you can always pat the booty cheeks out. Sometimes it helps me. Just get through the burn. Good. Arms are out straight in front if you are doing that child's pose. Good. Now we just have to even ourselves out. So I'm going to turn around so you can kind of see that same side. All right. Hands go back down that quadruped position. Hands are right underneath your shoulders. Knees are right underneath your hips. So we'll start with that left leg. Extend it out long in front of you or behind you. Toes are pointed down. We're going into our lift and lowers first. So leg is straight and we're just lifting it up towards the ceiling. Dropping it back down, squeezing that booty cheek every time you lift. And 2 more. On that second one, lift it up, hold it up for me. Good. Bend that knee. Now I'm making small pokes up towards the ceiling with those toes. Four, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Extend those toes out. Let's go into our rainbows. Left side of the mat, overarching over to the right. Good, back and forth. Pelvis stays stable, nothing's moving around. Abs are engaged to protect you. Don't let that back overarch. Keep it strong, keep it flat. Good. Bend that knee in now. We're gonna go into our fire hydrant, so we lift that left leg up, keeping that knee bent at 90. Right booty cheek should be burning. Let's do 2 more, and then we're gonna finish with those extension burnouts. 1 more. Good. Here, point out and in. Out and in. For 5. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! My butt is on fire. Pat her out, drop into that child's pose. That feels good for you right now. Just letting things stretch out. All right. I'm gonna turn back around here. So next, let's go into a little bit. We've done all those, child's pose, plank. Okay. Going in a lot of people's favorites, into planks. So 2 options with planks. We can plank on our elbows or on our forearms, or we can plank with our hands out straight. It's whatever you prefer. Anybody that has like wrist issues doesn't tend to like the hands be on the ground because they're so extended, it kind of pinches those wrists. But otherwise, whatever feels better to you. So I like to do with my hands down most of the time. So from here, we're in that same quadruped position. Hands are underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips. We're just gonna step our feet back to get that long plank position. So from here, what I don't want is the booty hiked, the booty dropped. I want you to try to find that good, even spot where you're just a long, straight line. We're just gonna hold here. Breathing in through our nose, out through our mouth, pulling our belly button into our spine to keep ourselves stable. Good. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop yourself back down. You can drop into your child's pose. Let's go straight back into it, and we're gonna lift ourselves up. This time you're gonna pull or tap one foot out to the side, pull it right back in. Out to the side, right back in. Staying stable, don't let your pelvis sway just because those legs are moving out to the side. We go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop those knees back. We got 2 more planks. We will move on from this torture. Good. Right back up we go. This time those legs are extended up towards the ceiling. And down. Again, everything stays stable. And for 3, 2, 1, drop down. Good. Last one, I promise. All right, we're gonna go up into our plank. This time you're gonna lift yourself up, go to tap, right hand to left ankle or foot, right back into that plank. Switch. And switch. And switch. Let's do 2 more taps each foot. Last one to each side. Right hand to left ankle, left hand to right ankle. Now, pull your hands in just slightly to go into that downward dog position. Okay, so hands are out in front of you, feet are behind you. We're kind of in that V position. You can drop your heels down as far as you can to stretch out your calf muscles. Good. And let's walk ourselves all the way back up. Good. Shake everything out. All right, let's see. Good, good, good. All right, I'm gonna take my ankle weights on. You can keep them on if you want to. It's whatever you prefer. We're gonna go into some lunges. So let's stand up nice and tall. If you want a little extra oomph, you can hold on to your dumbbells, whatever you're feeling. But a dumbbell can help. Ankle weights a little bit more intense, I guess, or challenging. So from here, we're gonna take our right leg, lean it out in front of you, step out in front of you, drop that left knee to the mat, pull yourself back up. Good. Hands can go anywhere you like. I like my hands here. Some people like them on their hips. Some people like them straight out in front of them. Whatever you prefer, whatever feels good to your body. Let's do 1 more on each side. That crack and pop in my ankles. They don't hurt, they just sound terrible. Good, stand right back up. Oops. Shake everything out. Now we're going to some lateral lunges. So let's start with going out to our right side. So we're gonna take that right leg out. Right leg bends, left leg stays straight. We come right back in. Switch to your left. One more each side. Good, and take a rest break. Whoop. Okay, now let's go ahead and put on our, if you have a band or if you got a resistance band, you can pull it up and put it over top of your knees. If you don't have one, it's no big deal. It's just an extra meanness, and it's very mean today. I don't feel very strong. All right, we're gonna go in some squats. So I want your feet just slightly wider than shoulder width apart. So this is shoulder width, slightly apart. I don't want them really, really wide. But with that, you'll get a little bit of tension in the band, okay? Again, arms go wherever you feel comfortable. I kind of vary mine, but they can go out in front of you, across shoulders, on your hips, whatever feels good to your body, okay? So let's start with sending our butt back, dropping down into that squat, right back up. Now with squats, I always tell people, all my patients wise, the rule with squats is, can you see your toes? If you cannot see your toes, that means your knees are coming too far in front of you. It's not gonna feel very good on your knees. So really think about sitting your bottom back and seeing your toes. Come back up. Keep pressure out in that band. That's going to help us activate those hips a little bit more. Let's do 2 more. On that second one, I want you to hold it down in your squat. Last one, hold it down there. Put a little pressure in that band. Little pulses. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it. Drop down, pulses up and down with your body. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And right back up. Woo! Shake her out, shake her out. All right, I think we are good with a lot of our leg stuff. We are gonna go into a little bit of an arm series. So you are welcome to either, a couple options, ankle weights on your wrist, or a light dumbbell, probably like a 3-pounder. Good, okay. So let's go into, I don't want to forget anything, I've got us down for. Let's go into like a half nail. So what that means is we're sitting on our booties, sitting on our ankles right now. We're gonna come up into this position in a second. All right, so first one I want, I'll turn this way for you, is we're gonna go into our goal post position, kind of like we did laying on our belly earlier, okay? Abdominals are engaged. You're trying to pull that belly button into your spine. Try not to let her puff out. Don't suck in and let those ribs flare. Just kind of get it activated in there. All right, so we're in that goal post position. We're gonna pull our hands closer together, right apart, slow and controlled. As you pull those hands away from each other, squeeze those shoulder blades back in the back to get that back activation. Good. All right, we've got for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Meet me with those arms back in that starting position. We're going to drop those hands down where they're facing towards the floor. Pull back up. I call these scarecrows. Good. Don't let those hands go too far down. It won't feel good on your shoulders. Just about the same height as the elbow is. And let's do 3 more. 1, 2, last one, 3. Pull those hands up. Last one, we'll take a little rest break, but pull those hands together in the front. I just want you to pulse them up. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Drop those arms down to your side to wiggle them out a little bit. Good. Next ones, we're going arms straight out. Palms are up towards the ceiling. I just want you to do some flips. Flip the palms down, flip the palms up. Keep those abdominals engaged. Don't let those ribs flare out in this position. Good, 1 more. Meet me out in front with them, same thing, flip. Burning those shoulders so you look good in your wedding dress. Good. Palms up towards the ceiling. Drop those elbows down to your side. We're gonna go to serve a tray. You're gonna push those hands back out in front of you. Good, now hands are out. Open them up. Pull them back together. Drop them back down. Good, pull them back together. Drop them back down. Push them away. Pull them apart. As you pull apart, squeeze those shoulder blades back for the back activation. Right back in. Give me 1 more. We'll take a little rest break. Good. Drop those arms down. Woo! Burning, baby, burning. We're almost done. I just have a few more. Thank goodness, right? Okay. All right. Arms are going straight out in front of you. Palms are facing each other. Just want you to pull those palms away from each other. Squeeze those shoulder blades in the back. Coming right back in together. Belly's engaged. Don't let those ribs flare. Keep that core engaged. Good. Drop those arms to your side. I'm going to turn. Bend forward just slightly. Arms are going to go right behind you. Extend them back. Pull them back in. Every time we squeeze those shoulder blades as they go back behind us. Good. Give me 2 more on the second one. Hold it back behind you. Good. And pulse. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay there. Pull those weights together and apart. Squeeze it back every time. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo, girl. All right. Pull those weights to the side. Let's finish up with just kind of cool down stretching, okay? So let's start with a good little child's pose. Arms are going to go down in front of you. Pull and sit those booties back onto your feet. If you want to go a little deeper, you can pull your knees apart from each other and really sink into it. Big breaths in through the nose, now through the mouth. Good. Now take one hand, thread it underneath the other. So let's go left hand underneath your right, just to make it easier for you. Really let that body twist to look towards your right side. Get a little thread the needle. Good, let's switch it over to the right. All right, come back up. Pull one foot up in front of you. Other leg goes back and behind you, okay? If that is a good stretch, awesome. If you want a little bit more, I want you to drop down over top of this leg. Really just sink into it for a pigeon pose. And let's switch over to the other side. One hip's probably tighter than the other. It is for me. This is horrible, but all right, now we're gonna come over. I just want you to lay on one side. It doesn't matter to me, whichever one you want to do. We're gonna do both. Arms are gonna go out in front of you. Knees are stacked on top of each other. Take your top arm. I want you to just open it up, letting your chest follow that arm to really open up your spine. Legs stay facing forward. Don't let them kind of roll on you. That's the point of it, is to really get some spine rotation. Good, you can come back in. Let's do 2 more. Big breaths while you're in that position, just to really open everything up. Slow your body back down. Last one. Let's rotate over to the same thing, facing the other direction. Give me 3 good ones. Perfect. All right, last one I want. We're gonna come sitting back up so you can kind of roll yourself back up. Good. Feet are gonna be long out in front of you, but I want you to pull your feet apart from each other, like, I don't know, 2-3 inches. Just kind of get a little slightly wide V there, okay? Arms are gonna go out in front of you and then out and about to a T, okay? We're gonna rotate to one side and then we're gonna just kind of lean forward like we are sawing off our big toe. Good, come back up, rotate back, switch to the other side. Take that backhand, flip it over to where you kind of got your palm is facing away, and that'll get you even deeper into the stretch. Let's do 1 more each side. So rotate over to the left, drop that left hand behind you, right arm's reaching over to saw off that pinky toe. Good. Last one to the right. Rotate right, right hand flips under, thumbs facing down, left hand, the pinky is sawing off the pinky toe. Good. Come back up. Legs come back up together, hands go up. Let's lean forward, reach for those toes the best you can. Good. Get a good, nice little stretch here. Good. Sit back up slowly. Perfect. I hope that was a good first video. So, many more to come